We're going to next move up to the direct materials variance and try to figure out in more detail what's happening here. It's apparent we've got an unfavorable variance by $45,000, so we're not too happy with that, and we want to know why is that? Why are we wasting material, causing us to use more cream or bacon or something, or did we pay too much for the bacon? And so we're going to look at first the direct materials price variance, which will tell us whether we paid more than we anticipated for each of the inputs used to make the ice cream. And so what I've got down here are a couple of things. First, I've got the formula that we're going to use to create the direct materials price variance, and you can see that's actual price of the input, the cream, maple, and bacon, minus the budgeted price of the input for each of those three inputs. And we're going to multiply that by the actual quantity we used of each of those three inputs. So I've got a little table here, I guess, made up. I'm going to first figure out what the actual cost is for each of the inputs, then the budgeted cost, and then we'll subtract the two to get a difference, and then we'll come up with our variance. So this was taken right from the problem. This actually shows us our budgeted costs of the input items, and it has the labor here too, but we're going to ignore that for now. We're just going to look at the inputs, the cream, the maple extract, and the bacon. So no, we're not going to look at actual yet. I'm going to put the budgeted amount in here. We expected to spend 3 cents per ounce of cream. So I'll put that in here. We expected to spend 12 cents per ounce of maple extract and 45 cents per ounce of bacon. So now I got to go and find the actual cost or price paid for each of those inputs, and that was also given to us in the problem. It's right here. Came from the usage report, and we got to do a little digging here to calculate it. But the cream, you can see we spent $124,800 to purchase 3.12 million ounces. So all I have to do is work that backwards and say, okay, $124,800 divided by 3,120,000 is 4 cents per ounce per cream. So you can see we paid more. That's not good. That's unfavorable. We do the same thing with the maple extract. We had $184,500 we paid for divide that by 1,230,000 ounces. So we paid 15. Oh, look at that. We're off by 3 pennies. That's not good. And we look at the bacon and we see that we spent $133,250 to procure 325,000 ounces. 41. Ooh, that's a good one, right? So we subtract the two. We take, remember our formula says actual price of input, just figured that out, minus the budgeted price per input. So if we have a positive number here, it's not good, is it? Because we spent more than we wanted to, so that would be an unfavorable variance. And you multiply that by the actual quantity of the input. Okay, so the actual quantity of the input, not the budgeted quantity of the input. We multiply that by these figures here. Okay, so we're going to take, and I'll just put the actual quantity here, 3,120,000, 1,230,000, and 325,000. So my price variance is the quantity times the difference. Drag that formula down. I can format it to be dollars and cents, and I have an error here. I put 3.25 million, so you probably want to format everything so you can see if you make errors like I just did and having the right number of decimal points. See, it's not 3.25 million, it should be 325,000. Changes the number significantly. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. Our total, we're trying to get out the total direct material price variance. So I'm going to sum all of those inputs. This is a fairly simple product. It only has 3 ingredients. You think about a car or an airplane, man, this sucker could be thousands of lines long. We have to figure out what the cost of each input it was expected versus actual and multiply by the difference. But here's your answer, $55,100. You know, we should be consistent here and determine whether these are unfavorable or favorable variances. And we said this was unfavorable, we spent more than what we wanted to. This was unfavorable, spent more than what we wanted to, and this was favorable. And so the net difference is an unfavorable variance of 55,100. You know, this is very significant. I mean, this is the answer for the second requirement. But if you go back up here and you look at, well, why did we end up spending more, or why are the costs larger for direct material? It doesn't appear to be because we wasted bacon. No one was eating the bacon in the back room or eating the cream, right? It's simply because the price we paid more. So we would ask people questions. Why did we pay more? Did we have to rush some orders and paid some higher fees, or did the cost of pork go up? No, it obviously didn't. We paid less. Why is the cost of maple up? Why is the cost of cream up? We'd have those conversations so we can get down to managing our profitability accurately. So that's the answer to the second part of this problem for the direct materials price variance.